Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar, Speed Up Your SolidWorks Workflow with Better Design Intent and Sketch Control. We truly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us today. I'm Rohini from the marketing team at EGS India. I'll be your host for today's session. Before we get started, just a few quick points to help the session run smoothly. All participant microphones are currently muted and cameras are turned off to maintain stable bandwidth. Please feel free to post your questions in the chat window at any time during the session. You can also use the chat to suggest topics you would like us to cover in the future webinar. We will address your questions during the question and answer session at the end of today's presentation. At EGS India, we strongly believe that clear design intent and proper sketch control are the foundation of effective and reliable SolidWorks model. When sketches are underdefined or design intent is unclear, it can solve the workflow, cause model failures, and lead to repeated rework. This webinar is designed specifically for our existing SolidWorks user to help you speed up your design workflow, build stable and predictable models, reduce error design changes, and improve overall efficiency from concept to production. For today's 40-minute session, we are happy to have Mr. G. Sanjay Kumar, Application Engineer at EGS India, as our speaker. He will be presenting on Speed Up Your SolidWorks Workflow with Better Design Intent and Sketch Control. Mr. Sanjay Kumar G is a mechanical engineer and application engineer at EGS India. He specializes in supporting with technical queries, design challenges, and best practices in SolidWorks. Through training and hands-on guidance, he helps users to get maximum value from the software in their day-to-day design work. With that, it's my pleasure to invite Mr. Sanjay Kumar to begin today's session.
Hello everyone, this is Sanjay Kumar. Now we are seeing about speed up our design in SolidWorks workflow. Before that, we just see who we are, what are we are doing in. Our EGS will started at 1993. We are still running at 13 plus years, and we have 3 branches in Chennai, Coimbatore, and Trichy. Chennai branch is the main one. In EGS, around 140 plus employees working here. Then our EGS last year business we did around 42 plus crores. EGS is doing the value-added reseller for the SolidWorks. Not only we are reselling the SolidWorks, we are providing a best support for SolidWorks from our side. And this is the agenda of our topic, understanding design intent, simple rules for efficient sketching. Then finally we see about how to tailoring our user interface for maximum performance. First we see about design intent. Actually design intent is explains how our model should behave when we change it is a dimension, sketch or feature. In a real project, changes will happens. A good model is not just look like right now, but also we can changes correctly in modify later. Our design intent will work in based on multiple level, in a sketch level, feature level, and parametric equation based level and assembly level. In sketch level, design intent controls how our sketch behaves when dimension changes. It helps to maintain the shape and position during the modifications. Design intent in sketch level forms a base for a stable model. In feature level, it's define how our feature will react to design changes. It is captured in the order of the feature in the feature manager design tree. Capturing the right design intent reduce rebuild error when editing or made. Similarly, we are working with an equation or capturing a design intent by defining a formulas or linking multiple dimensions together. By capturing a right design intents helps to create a standardized master model by reducing time spent its repetitive work. Let's see with an example for a right design intent here. Yeah. Here I'll show some samples model here. Both us looks similar. We are considered as a zero division of the both model. Even the feature manager design tree also identical, but design intent is different of these two model. On the left side of the model, the whole center has been created by using a rectangle formed by the offset entity command. By using the offset entity command, I just simplifying a detailing process in here. Because the hole is always positioning off of an inches from the base edge plate. On the right side of the model, the holes are controlled by using multiple dimensions. They depending on the right and bottom edges of the plates, then horizontal and vertical distance between the hole directly linked to the holes are not directly linked to the overall plate size. But the left side plate is the edges are directly linked to the plate because we are using the offset entity command here. Now I'll just we can move to the revision one. I just change the height of the plate here. Previously, which has an 4 inches. Now I change the now I did a modification to change 5 inches the plate height. As you see here, but the left side plate it's modified properly without minimum effort. But the right side plate we have to modify the multiple dimensions here because we are not using a proper design intent here. This is clearly shows how different design intent leads to different results. The clear design intent is helps to improve effective efficiently when you're iterate the design during the conceptual stage or in editing the model during the revision stage or configuring the model from the different variation. This is a way how design intent will helps to design modifications in the future. Then we see how simple rules for efficient sketching. Now we'll see how to improve design workflow stages within sketching and its methodology. Shall we looking at simple tips and tricks at the sketching level that helps you to reduce both time and effort while you're working in your design. First step, one of the most important best practice in SolidWorks is used simple sketches. Sketch complexity has a different impact on a performance. That means simpler sketches solver faster behaves more reliable. They are easier for others to understand, much simpler to edit or configure as a design evolve. Uh, Keep simple sketches, reduce the chances of the errors. The overall simple sketch made troubleshooting easier and significantly improve the efficiency of the design process. The next step, next always we make use origin. The origin should be where your entire sketch is anchored on. This is primarily helps in reducing rebuild error and avoid the floating geometry in the graphics area. Within the origin, being intersection is a default plane and mirroring a symmetric based on this plane became easier. Other than that, we are not using in a proper origin or a proper primary plane. It's very difficult to make mirroring or symmetric features by using in the geometry. Then down processing becomes easier which part an assembly from a feature dimensions to make in assembly is very easier while using origin. When sketches are not started on the origin or plane, so more time is required to fully define the sketches. Features may be misaligned during the mirroring or patterning. This is why the starting sketches on origin or reference geometry is a very important practice. That's why I already told you this. Right side one is properly using in origin, but the right side one is I'm not using a proper in origin, not starting by using origin. Is floating in the graphics area. Let's move on to creating the sketch profile. Starting from the origin to complete the sketch, three things are important here. How sketch profile looks, then sketch dimension which define the size of profile, the sketch relation, how the lines and arc are connected. While designing, we have to consider those things. But the order of the things we only decide which order we have to designing the process. Yeah. As mentioned, as I mentioned earlier, we start from an origin and create a simple sketch here. Using the right sketch entity, we creating a rough sketch or similar to the our needed sketch profile, which the entity is propagate to each other. All that's the matter is we have to shape ready or connected to the origin. With the basic shapes, we move on to a next step, adding a relation. When creating a sketch entities, certain relations such as horizontal or vertical are automatically added. While this relation defining a particular entities is may not capturing a design intent while enter sketches. To make sure that sketches behaves intended as we add a relation. This relation decides how entity are made to each other and responsible for the maintaining overall shapes during the changes or modifications. Then we have to complete the basics of the shape profile and use automatic or add a relation to restrict the sketches. We then finish the sketch by defining the entities with dimensions with these steps. We form a fully defined sketch. We are all the three complete in that the shape, how the shape is connected, and the size. How does this order helps in the design work our design workflow? First, it helps to reduce designing time because the sketch is created in a clear and planned way with less confusions and rework. Second, it's avoid unnecessary dimensioning since dimensioning are added after creating the shapes, keeping the sketch clean and easy to control. Third, adding a dimension and relation in a correct order helps the sketch become fully defined, quickly be of as expected. Finally, we ordered a sketch are easier to modify in the future, allowing the design changes without breaking the sketches or creating an error. Yeah. Now I'll show you if you are not following a proper sketching workflow, what kind of error we are facing here. I'll just create one simple sketch. Uh, yeah. Here I'll just create a profile, then add a dimensions with approximately. Our sketch will be getting overlapped. This is the reason of I'll teaching you the order. While we are not following a proper way, our sketch will get overlap while dimensioning or adding relations. Now we see how to overcome this error. In next slide. Yeah, this is a process of to avoid a sketch overlapping. By using this, first we are adding dimensions in a small. We are adding a smallest dimension in the sketch. Then add finally a larger dimension. We are mostly avoid sketch overlapping in this sketch sketchy designing process. And don't think we are while creating a sketch profile, we are approximately create correct scale ratio is mostly avoid a sketch overlapping also. Yeah, here I'll show you. The same profile I'll create it here, but here while I'm creating the sketch profile, I'll make it as a proper scale ratio while in designing stage. Then second steps I add a smallest dimension here. Then I add a largest dimension. By using this process, we mostly avoid sketch overlapping. Now I added a smallest dimension, then I added a largest dimension here. Yeah. While we are doing this process, we mostly avoid sketch overlapping here. Yeah. Now we see while dragging an entity in an underdefined mode, what kind of error we are facing in SolidWorks design we will show here. First, I will show you while this model is in fully defined. I'll just try to drag entities, but is fully constrained, so is can't move anywhere because it's fully defined and all entities are locked here. In this same model, in the same model I using is as a underdefined here. I'll show you how is behavior. I'll just drag entity, but its entire sketch profile has been collapsed here. This is why I told you fully defined is very important to maintain our sketch profile. While you are working within fully underdefined, while editing, we are by mistaken or while changing anything is get fully collapsed while working within underdefined sketches. Yeah. Next we see about shader sketch counter. When we turn on the shader sketch counter, the SolidWorks shows a closed sketch area has shaded here. This shading helps us easily to see which sketch profile completed or not. In the left side image, the sketch is fully completed, so the area is shaded. This means our sketch is corrected and ready to use for the features whatever we use like execute or execute cut, whatever we can use by fully closed area. In the right side image, the sketches look similar, but it has a small open gap here because of it's fully not closed. While you are try to attempting any feature here, is getting error. By using this shader sketch counter, we can quickly identify the gaps or the profile is fully closed or not. Then the sketch expert. Sketch expert help us to find fixing sketch errors, especially the overdefined sketches or conflicting relations. When a sketch has too many dimensions or relation is became difficult to edit. The sketch expert automatically analyze all the sketch relations and dimensions. It will diagnose and show the possibility to resolve the error faster. And also it's suggesting some possibilities what are the best to easily solve the sketches here. Then use of replace entities here. If any design changes in sketch or geometry needed, normally we are deleting sketch entities and creating a new one. But all the reference or get lasted, we must redefine them. This takes extra time and can create errors. With using replace entity, we can easily replace one sketch entity with another, likely replacing a straight line with an arc. A new entity automatically inherited all the existing reference, so there is no need to recreate the constraints or dimensions. During the replacement, we can also easily modify the existing reference or add a new reference if needed. This helps to keep sketch fully defined and they save a lot of time here. Yeah. Before going forward, we are going to compare the two different users, uh, two di- two user difference having work style. We are having a take this part as an example to showcase difference of both users. The same sketches and execute is going to attempt by both users, and their mouse padding and the timing were recorded for a comparison. Yeah. The first user follows the traditional approaches, accessing the command manager from command manager tree, then a feature manager tree. You can see their mouse movement shows as spaghetti charts. It clearly indicates a lot of back and forwards motions across the screen. Uh, Now let's see the second user here. The using the mouse movement is very minimum on smoother. They are using the masters in an inflow method with the cursor leaves their graphics area. It allows them to keep high and focus on the model at all time rather than on the user interface. Yeah. In this benchmark, we compare the both two approaches. The results are very interesting. By using the in the flow method, the mouse movement is reduced by nearly 75%. This in completion time is also reduced by the 15%. By using this improvement, seems small but is significantly impact when working with a large assembly or a complex assembly. By mastering in this workflow, you can complete the design faster and more efficiently. This visuals more centric approach always helps to reduce error and rework. The overall the inflow method is leads to better productivity and smarter work design workflow. Yeah. Now we see how to customize our user interface for best performance to increase our designing workflow. Yeah. First, we see about a context toolbar. Context toolbar is a dynamic toolbar in the SolidWorks that appears near the cursor when you are selecting an entity or face anything in the user interface. It will show. Before that, we need to activate the context toolbar. Now, I'll show you how to activate this. In the context, first you go to the customize option. You can across the command manager tab, you just right click the command manager tab, then the customize option will be there. You just click the customize option, then okay, then you can open toolbars tab, then you will find the show selection option. You just enable it, then only our context toolbar will be shown in your graphics area. Yeah. Now, how to use our context toolbar in our graphics area? Once we will activate the context toolbar, uh, our toolbar will appear near the cursor when selecting an entity or a feature in a feature manager design tree or any phases in a graphics area. Our context toolbar will appear nearby the cursor. For example, if you want to start any new sketches in an existing model phase, simplify to just select and phase, you will notify the context will appear immediately near the cursor. You just select the sketch, new sketch icon, then you this automatically open the new sketch pop-up. Yeah, then the content of the context toolbar changes depending on your selection. This is available on all platforms like modeling and facing on edges on the selection that ensure the most relevant tools are displayed, making your workflow faster and more efficient. Let's see detail here. Yeah. When you're selecting a sheet metal model, the context toolbar automatically displays sheet metal specific tools such as edge flange, shim, etc. This helps to avoid the confusion of grouping only a relevant feature in the space, making it easier and faster to work. Like similarly, when you are selecting weldment tools, it shows weldment related commands here. like similarly, we are selecting any assembly user interface. The assembly related tools will be shown in the context toolbar. Then similarly to the drawing also. Like that, previously we saw how to activate the context toolbar and how to use it efficiently. We can also customize our context toolbar as per our needs. Yeah, yeah. You just similarly how to activate context bar. You just go to the customize page, then move to the context bar. You just drag and drop the features whatever you are frequently using in your user interface. You can just drag and drop the features in the context bar. It will easily customize in your based on the platforms like sheet metal weldments, whatever platform you are using your frequent tools. You can drag and drop and add it here. Next is shortcut toolbar. The shortcut toolbar also work as similar in context toolbar. A toolbar will work when you are selecting a face or edges in that component. Then will be that pop-up will show. Our shortcut toolbar will works based on when you are selecting a yes shortcut in the keyboard. Our shortcut toolbar pop-up will appears, uh, which is also similar based on the sketch, part, assembly, and drawing. It will automatically predicting the related tools or features in this model, which one also easily customizable similar to context toolbar. Whatever tools are we are using in the part like modeling, we can just drag drop the features in the part user interface of shortcut bar, or in a drawing user interface. Our shortcut toolbars is open. We can easily customize whatever features you are mostly using in drawing. We can also add it in here. Next, cursor feedback. Cursor feedback is very helpful to show which command we are using in active. When I'll just click on our line command, it will shows line symbol nearby the cursor. Like whatever command you are selected, our cursor feed will show the feedback is nearby the cursor. This cursor feedback is easy to identify which feature we are in active. Next, we see about right-click context menu. The right-click context menu is one of the optimal way of using workflow to make easier in the SolidWorks. SolidWorks understanding the environment of working in shows option respective of the particular environment. While working on the sketch level, you just right click, it shows end chain, switch to arc, sketch entities like that. These options are very useful to in sketch environment when switching to the feature level. SolidWorks switch the context to uh, when creating a feature, the same right click it shows relative that operation. In this case, we can end conditions of execute is available in the right click of the context menu. Instead of moving all mouses way to the command manager or searching the menus, a simple right click it brings most relevant tools over the cursor. Uh, and it and in the context of an assembly, you can get respective to mates of movement of body of sub assemblies, etc. In the simple verse, the right-click context menu, the reduce clicks, reduce the movement of mouse movements, and reduce thinking time. It keeps a hand on high focus on the model, not on the menus. Over the entire design projects, this results is faster modeling, fewer interruption and higher productivity. Another option to reduce mouse movement is an confirmation corner. By default, SolidWorks Let brings a confirmation corner to the cursor. No need to search tick mark on the right side of the end. You just press D. Its confirmation corner will brings you to over the mouse. I'll just click D. Its confirmation corner will brings over the mouse. By using this, we can easily exit the command or complete the feature by using this confirmation corner. Every time we need to, every time we don't need to move the mouse at the right side, and this saves the time and effects across a feature in our design workflow. Finally, is mouse gesture. Another familiarly capabilities for SolidWorks is customize mouse gestures. Mouse gestures turns right click and drag instead of command. Even these mouse gestures are respectively to your design environment as you see here. With the capabilities to customization options in each environment. Previously, we see like toolbar or context toolbar like that. There are one of the biggest hidden time saver while using these properties. Our pro tips to use a mouse is properly dedicated to horizontal right and left options most frequently using command. In this case, we are using horizontal right as a OK command and the horizontal left as a cancel command. The rest of the 10 out of 12 options are customized in your design workflow. By following these pro tips, we furtherly restrict our cursor movement in your design in the graphics area by reducing the both time and efforts to complete your design. Yeah. We see now the difference of using the techniques to reduce the mouse movement and the time. Simple sketch using a 6 data line creating a difference on the 10 seconds. That's image time saving when creating an entire design. That's the power of capturing a right design using a right time in the techniques of SolidWorks. The left side of the videos shows the same similar thing I did in right side but the left side I didn't use any shortcuts or keyboard shortcuts or user interface customization, but the right side I did more customizations using shortcut toolbars. By using this, can use by using this option, we can easily complete the design faster comparatively the previous one.